What's up, you guys? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and let's talk about Married to Medicine. So y'all getting this good voiceover action because I'm tired. And I don't look like much right now, but I want to stay consistent and give you guys this. So let's get into the review. So let's get a little spicy before we actually get into the review. So I captured two tweets from Anila and from Toya that kind of, got my attention, and I just wanted to read them and giggle with y'all. So the first one comes from Toya, and it says, at Anila Sargent, me help you out. You can admire the fact that I actually raised my kids without a nanny. Cook 4 days a week, actually drive my kids to school and help them with their homework, tennis/sports, etc. Hashtag married to medicine, hashtag motherhood, hashtag watch what happens live. So my thoughts on this. One thing is, if I have the money to get a nanny, a night nurse, or whatever may have you that will help me in my journey of motherhood, I'm getting it. You ain't gonna never shame me for that. But I do think it's weird that Anila is asking for help and kindness from Toya when she hasn't been that kind herself. Now, to me, this isn't a flex, but for some, it would be a flex because it seems like Anila don't want to take care of her kids, but she had them. Then let's move on to Anila's tweet. So Anila co-tweeted this, and some person added Anila and said this, at Anila Sargent, just say you don't believe Toya had anything to do with the robbery. You letting Quad talk for you, and it's getting uglier and uglier. So Anila quote-tweeted this and said, at the time I was grasping at straws, going off of any piece of information that was given to me and thinking of circumstances prior to. Do I think she did it? No. And she put like 4 exclamation points. And here's my thing with Anila. Girl, you only saying this now because everybody has been on your neck. Even people that don't even see it for Toya has said that they find this storyline to be malicious, dark, and quite very disrespectful and sinister. And I think Anila is starting to wake up and be like, okay, we might have went too far. With the whole... And this is one thing I'm noticing with Anila too. She pushes ownership off of the other ladies. Like, you're grasping at straws, and it's kind of like you're saying like, oh, Quad was telling me this stuff and this is where I came at it. That's why it's grasping at straws. No, you believe that. So... And it's weird because she did that with the whole fight with Audra and Toya at Quad's house. She tried to push all the blame on Heavenly. Now you're doing it with Quad. And if I was Quad and Heavenly, I would keep my good eye on Anila, because it seems like Anila can't take accountability for most of the things that she does. And if she feels like the block is getting too hot, she's definitely going to shove off the blame to anybody that's near her that she feels will be able to take the heat. But let's get into the review. All right, y'all. So just to get the little things out the way so we can get into the nitty gritty of the episode, let's talk about Contessa's bodybuilding competition. She looked amazing. I didn't even know Contessa was 45, but she looks amazing. I didn't think she was going to get butt booty ball naked, but she looked amazing when they were putting on the spray tan. I thought it was cool to see the different, the female pose instructor. Her body looked amazing with the, her muscular arms. She just looked great. I was happy for her. I know I've been ragging on her about this whole bodybuilding thing, but to see her on stage and to see how happy and how proud of herself she was when she won, and the fact that she even did it, I'm happy for her. And the fact that she beat out people who were like in their 20s and who were 18, because she was in the wellness novice category. So that means most of the people that are into it are fairly new, well, are all new. But I was just proud of her. I will say it was nice to see her kids be like, cheering her on, and even Scott. One thing that kills the whole Scott and Contessa storyline of like, we're happy, everything's perfect, we're going to therapy, we're fighting less, we're not fighting as hard, is their confessionals. Their confessionals are 3,550 something percent of cringe. It is total mother effing cringe, and it's disgusting. It makes my skin crawl how bad it's cringe. Like Scott was trying to be sexy with her, where he was like, you know, if she didn't win, I had a prize for her at home, with this really like cheesy grin. And Contessa, you could see her arm move at the bottom like she's tapping him to be like, I hope it was a Bentley. And her smile is even more cringy. And it's like, we know things are not good with y'all. We understand y'all just wanted everyone to stop talking about your marriage because last season y'all just dropped it, like y'all just dropped it. Y'all just dropped thing after thing after thing, and it just made everything worse. Each time y'all dropped more information about how dysfunctional your relationship and marriage was. And I get it, y'all just got tired. But I would respect them more if they would just come out and be like, hey, we're in a better place than what we were last year, and things aren't great, but in this moment, I'm just happy that as a family, we could all celebrate my accomplishment, and I'm happy to see my husband there. No cheesy grin, no trying to be cheeky with each other, just being upfront with their feelings. But like I said, kudos to her for winning. I think she won in all her categories, and she deserved to win, in my opinion. After seeing all the other women, Contessa's stage presence was a lot better than the other women contestants. Like, her smile was a lot brighter, and that is also a part of the bodybuilding competition, is stage presence and how your physique is compared to everybody else. But again, she looked great. She looked really good. So let's get into this whole situation of the how the episode opened up. So we first have Anila and Quad. We're at Anila's home, and it's about 3 weeks after the break-in and 3 days after Jackie's, last episode at Jackie's house. And Quad is basically giving Anila the lowdown on what happened and what went down. And here's my thing. I don't like how they're moving with this. I really don't. And more so, I don't like the way Anila's going about it, because I do feel like she's being a coward, letting Quad talk for her. But Quad is the one that's making this a lot worse. Like, someone can have speculations on whether or not someone wronged them. I'm not saying they can't, because I think when you do suspect someone, or you do have those types of feelings, that is like your instincts coming out to be like, hey, be careful or weary of this person. And that's normal for anybody. But I think the way Quad is going about it, it's not right. It's not right. And Toya's not my favorite, and neither is Quad. But I don't like the way Quad is trying to really put this on Toya. And the funny thing is like, she constantly keeps getting ahead of herself when she's orating or trying to go into her, like, what's that lady? What's the famous poet name? Maya Angelou monologues, bro. Like, she's talking to Anila. She's telling Anila that, you know, the Three Stooges were over there laughing. And she was like, what do you mean they were laughing? They don't even take it that serious. And I'm like, okay, one, why did you have to call them the Three Stooges? Two, why are you trying to point it out that, like, Contessa was asking probing questions? And I did think that last episode of my review, but when I was listening to the playback, I was like, bro, I would ask those questions. If I'm being all the way 100, I would ask those questions if my friend got robbed. I would be like, hey, like, what did they take? She asked, like, oh my God, they stole your wedding ring. Like, I'd be like, oh, did anybody in your neighborhood see anybody shady or sus leave your neighborhood? Like, do you have a camera set up? Did you not? Like, I would ask those questions. I'm like, did you file a police report? Like, I would ask the questions that Contessa is asking, but I think maybe some people feel like Contessa shouldn't ask those questions because her and Anila aren't close like that. But I would ask those questions. I would be curious. Or if my friend was closer to another person who had gotten robbed, I would ask my friend to ask those questions for me and be like, girl, did you ask these questions? Because those are the questions that are most important. But when I say Quad is getting ahead of herself, is she jumped to insurance fraud so quickly, and I was like, nobody mentioned insurance fraud. And then you're trying to say that Toya is trying to rewrite history because of her past and always moving. And I'm like, yes, I have an issue with her always moving. As someone who is an army brat, as a kid who grew up that way, the shit's annoying. It is. It is. There's aspects of it that I'm grateful for, that I will always be grateful for, because it has made me the person I am today, and I am able to adapt to different situations. The way I moved in my family, we moved almost every 3 to 4 years. It wasn't as sporadic as what Toya and her boys and her family go through, but it does become a lot. It does. At times it does. So I get the whole dig of saying like maybe that's what they're doing, trying to outrun the IRS and stuff like that. But nobody said she was doing insurance fraud. So Quad, why are you saying that? And then the way Quad is trying to act so concerned about Anila, and then Anila being so shocked that someone could like think she got robbed, like she set up the robbery. And I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with y'all. And just be real. I think they capping. I really do think. I low-key think that like this is low-key a lie. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that they set it up, but I believe that they got robbed, but I don't believe that Toya did it. I honestly believe that somebody a lot closer to them possibly did it, or maybe someone was looking at their house, but I don't think Toya set them up. We have to remember that Anila is a blogger. Anila be taking pictures of herself in her closet, as well as she be like Dr. Heavenly doing her reviews, like her commentary and her lives from her closet. Then we have her like posting things, and then that party that they had at the beginning of the season. At the beginning of the season, you had your house spread wide open and you gave a full ass tour. Why are we acting like those people in the neighborhood and people that are a lot closer to Anila didn't run up in her house and do that? So I just feel like to automatically go to Toya, to me, feels like you are fishing for a storyline because the storyline with Miss Gomez and your parents fell through. So let's move on to that. So Miss Gomez is back, and I don't like that. I feel like y'all played in our faces for the past seasons, and this is all cap. And I feel like Miss Gomez didn't go anywhere. I feel like Miss Gomez's family probably either lives in Texas, and she told them like, yo, I'm gonna be gone for about a month to go be with my kids, or they live in Atlanta and like she went vacationing to visit people. But I don't believe that she left, because the way they presented this whole narrative to us was that like she wanted to be with her family. It was time to be with them because she had missed too much time with her kids and her grandkids. And I don't believe someone who has shown so much love to other people's kids, i.e. Anila's kids, would not show that love to her grandkids, if not more, and just chuck the deuces to those kids and go be with her actual family. So I just find that weird. As well as when Miss Gomez came in, it wasn't like a celebration dinner for her of thanking her and telling her how much they miss her. It really feels like Miss Gomez either left for vacation or she was on like a pay strike. Like she was like, either y'all up my pay and give me the things necessary for me to take care of your kids in the best way possible, where I'm not putting a strain on my life, or I'm out. Because now all of a sudden they're saying like, oh, she has a room at our house. Oh, we're going to get her this. We're going to increase her pay. We're going to do this and this. And why didn't y'all do this in the beginning if y'all felt like she was such an integral part in your family and she was so valuable? So I feel like she was holding out, or she told them people, I'm going on vacation. Don't contact me. Don't alert me. I'm gonna be with my family. Because it seems very convenient that now that y'all have kicked your crazy mama out the house, now all of a sudden Miss Gomez is back and y'all are welcoming her with open arms, and the little boy got his pinto beans back. I call sus, and I don't like it. And I don't like, if you're gonna fake a storyline, make it believable and make it entertaining. Low-key, it doesn't even have to be believable. Make it entertaining. And it has not been entertaining. It just hasn't. And I don't like that. I just don't. I don't. So then we have a scene with Dr. Simone, Jackie, Cecil, and Moly Mo. And they have decided as a collective that they want to go to Blue Ridge. They went to Blue Ridge their season 1, and how that was such an amazing experience. And they want to invite all the couples there because they feel like things have become dark. And they want to bring back the fun and light shade back into the group. Yo, I'm mad they didn't show, what's her name? Heavenly throwing a drink at Carrie. Low-key, maybe that's why Carrie said she was peeling out, because she said y'all getting a little too much for me. But The nerve of them to be coming at Toya, and y'all know I don't be seeing it for Toya, but the nerve of them to come at Toya and say Toya has been mad, like, and you got Heavenly throwing drinks at people over daddy, girl, bye. So they invite everyone to Blue Ridge. They actually, Bravo said they was gonna get as much use out of that chateau that they had in Blue Ridge, because it's the same exact chateau or house that the ladies of Real Housewives of Atlanta went on for Marlo's trip that she cut short. So they said, we gonna get all the use out of this. So they end up being at the house. Again, the house is lovely. It's a lovely house. And everybody's there. We see the women pick their rooms. Jackie's ladies are going to be in the basement, so that means Quad, Anila, and Heavenly and Jackie in the basement, and then Toya, I think Contessa and Simone upstairs. And so they're at the house. We then see Eugene and Toya come at the house once Jackie and Cecil and all of them get there first, and Simone and Jackie have a sit down with Toya, and they basically, it kind of did feel like they were reprimanding Toya, but I actually liked the scene. I was just in the spaces where people said they didn't like the scene because they felt like they should have Toya's back, because Toya has been getting an onslaught of people coming at her from both sides. But I did like the scene because it seems to me that they care, even though they're not really like, they're kind of playing neutral, the neutral party, Simone and Jackie. They still took it out of their way went out of their way to talk to Toya and say, hey, we don't condone life-altering shade or life-altering exposure. So we are here to bring the group back together. And I feel like it's needed because I think, and I don't think I explained my point very well in the spaces, but I'm going to try my best to explain it here. I think them telling Toya to chill, or Simone constantly telling Toya to calm down, is in a way helping Toya, because if you see all of them lashing out at Toya, like Heavenly and them, Quad, Anila, and them constantly coming at Toya, and Toya is being calm and very calm and very centered, they look psycho. They look like the fools, because it's like Toya's not really doing anything. She's throwing her slick shade, but the shade that she's throwing isn't to the gravity of what you guys are doing. So y'all are the guilty party. Y'all look crazy. And I think that's what they were trying to do. But I also think they have to talk to Toya as well, because if Toya wants to get the party started, she could get the party started if she wants to. And I think they're just saying, hey, we know you are way more emotionally intelligent versus the other people. Let's kind of not do this. Let's get back on the good foot so we don't start getting, so it doesn't get even more darker at this point. So everyone shows up to the house. Audra and her man come. We find out that Audra and Dr. Martin actually got married. They actually look really nice together. In this episode, it's confirmed that she is pregnant. We find out that they were celibate for a month, and then boom, bam, pow, having a baby. We find out she does have a son from a previous marriage or a relationship. He's 7, cute little kid, and they just, they're growing their family. One thing I will say is both of them wearing their Champion gear. Girl, I like Champion. I got like maybe 2 outfits that are Champion. Very subtle Champion. I don't like the whole like name brand, give me a little emblem and you got me. But I was like, y'all couldn't even get good Champion. Like y'all got basic gray Champion hoodies. You could have hit us up with a burgundy. I got some nice burgundy Champion pants. Like y'all could have gave us some color. I just felt like they were trying too hard and it wasn't that cute to me, and I was just like, ha ha ha, the joke is dead. You took it too far when you decided to chest bump this lady at this point. It's not cute. It's just not. So, and it's also weird to me that Audra thought that Eugene and Toya were gonna say hi to her once they pulled up, and I'm like, girl, I'm not saying hi to my op. Like, I'm gonna give you a head nod. Eugene over there is mixing his ricotta cheese. And like, why would he say hi to y'all? You tried to get physical with his wife. I'm not saying hi to you. You don't exist in my mind. I just thought that was stupid on their part. And I thought Audra was looking for a moment. I also feel like we're not gonna see Audra again because she wasn't even invited to the reunion. We didn't see no reunion outfit. I'd be surprised if she pop up at the reunion, but we didn't see nothing. She probably, she probably gonna call in because she's pregnant, and it's probably not good because I think they probably filmed the reunion in New York and they probably didn't want her flying. But I'm just like, the fact that you weren't even at the reunion lets me know you probably not gonna be back, or if you are back, you're still gonna be a friend of and be in a very small capacity that you were already. So the next thing, we have like a somewhat sweet moment between Dr. Heavenly and Toya, where Heavenly immediately goes to Toya once they arrive at the house and after she finds her room, and she apologizes to Toya. She says that, there was no reason for me to get that angry with you the other day. I just got a lot of emotions. And Toya, being Toya, she decides to accept the apology but give her a pass because she understands that she's dealing with a lot. Her mom just passed and she knows that those feelings may come out. And I thought it was a nice moment, and I wish it would last, but we know it's not going to last because Heavenly always reneges. She apologizes, all the while planning to stab you in the back or do the same thing she just apologized for. But I did think it was nice that they shared that moment right there, so that I hope they don't beef on the trip. The episode ends up ending with Anila and Kieran getting there. I thought it was weird that they put them in the room with the doors, mainly because they just got robbed, and I was kind of like, ain't nobody really taking this that seriously, because you have them in the basement on the lowest floor instead of having them upstairs where they would probably feel more secure, and you got them where there's like a door and you can see into their room. Girl, bye. But they sit down to eat. Eugene looked like, I need to eat Eugene's food because every time Eugene cooks, it looks delicious, and that lasagna looked amazing. I thought it was funny. Dr. Jackie thought she was gonna add some nasty wheat pasta, and don't nobody eat no disgusting wheat pasta. But they sit down, and then the episode ends, and it kicks off because Dr. Heavenly asks Anila how she's doing. And Anila responds with, it's just been hard. My daughter has nightmares. I had to go to Savannah. And I said, if your child is having nightmares, why didn't you say we had to go to Savannah? Did you leave them kids and just go to Savannah without them and had Kieran to take care of them? I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. But maybe I'm reading too much into it. But she then said, and so then Toya chimes in and she says, we're really sorry that happened to you. Sorry that your kids are traumatized and stuff like that. And then Anila goes like, so does anybody think that I orchestrated this? And I think she said something to the effect of like, you guys know me. Y'all really think I would do something like this? And Toya says, girl, I don't know you. And she's like, we were friends. And Toya very, very much like, we were friends. Keyword, I don't really know you, sis. And then the episode ends right there. I think it's weird that Anila is trying to get some type of compassion from Toya when just a few days ago, you tried to end her marriage by bringing around a rumor that she cheated on her husband. So yeah, girl, compassion is not there right now. Yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic and drop down in them comments below and give me your thoughts. Deuces.